Hi, everyone. I'm Francis McDonald, the CEO of Lift Power, and I'll be taking you through the story today in 10 minutes. I'll be making some forward-looking statements, so do your own due diligence, and you can read through this at your leisure on the website. So just at a high level, Lift is focused on exploration and development of hard rock lithium deposits in Canada, and we have 3 properties in the portfolio. Our Yellowknife project is what I'll be talking about today, which is our flagship asset. And what this project is a portfolio of 13 spodumene pegmatites that historically have average grades of 1.07 to 2.2% lithium. What's incredible about this project is that there's nearly 100% outcropping exposure of these lithium pegmatites or lithium deposits. And so when they stick out of the ground, it's just really easy to see how big this can be. We've been pretty busy this year. We drilled about 34,000 meters, and we're just firing up another drill program right now. So we'll drill an additional about 18,000 meters, and that's starting today. And the other thing I didn't mention here is the transport infrastructure around Yellowknife is really second to none in Canada for these lithium deposits. And transport is very important because we need to export a lot of material and get that to market. There's 2 other projects in the portfolio, Cali and Quebec. I won't touch on those today, but there's lots of information on our website and corporate presentation on those. So zooming into the Yellowknife area, Yellowknife is the capital city of the Northwest Territories. It's a city of about 20,000 people. It's a mining town, and it's been a gold mining town for many years, and now it's a diamond mining town. So on this map, each one of those green dots is one of our one of the locations of our spodumene pegmatites. And so you can see out to the east of Yellowknife, there's a road. We have 7 pegmatites that are within 5 kilometers of that paved highway. There's a picture of the paved highway on the right side of the image here. It's called the Ingram Trail. And going out to the west of Yellowknife is highway number 3. This is another provincially maintained highway. This takes you down to the town of Hay River. And Hay River is important because that's where the rail starts. And that rail line takes you down to Edmonton. You can keep going down to Vancouver or out to Prince Rupert from there. The other part to the infrastructure is Great Slave Lake, which is a massive lake. It's ice-free for about 5 months out of the year. And during those months, you can be barging spodumene concentrate from Yellowknife directly to rail in Hay River. This is what these lithium deposits look like, and the catch line is that you can see them from space. The left-hand side is the satellite imagery, and those big white veins that are cutting across the landscape, those are the lithium deposits. On the right-hand side, this is a photo from a helicopter at the start of the drill program last year. And so you can see a diamond drill rig in green, and we're simply just aiming at these big white walls of rock. So it's pretty hard to miss. Not very much exploration risk here. And when they stick out of the ground like this, it's easy to see how big they can be because we see 2 dimensions already. We say, okay, it's about 2 kilometers long, about 20 meters wide. And then the question is really only how deep they go into the earth, and that's what we're looking at. The other thing when you have outcrop like this is you can do a lot of detailed work on surface, and so this is what's been done in the past. So this is looking at some of this historic work. There's been extensive exploration for lithium here from the 1950s until the 1980s. On the left-hand side, this is channel sampling that was done in the 50s, resampled in the 70s. And when I say channel sampling, these are trenches that were blasted across these big outcrops and then systematically sampled across them. So the pink colors are 1.5% lithium and above. Red is 1.25 and above. And so the important thing here is that we have high-grade lithium sitting on surface. It's been defined previously, and again, we're just drilling underneath these things and defining how far they go into the earth. This map is looking at all of the 13 spodumene pegmatites in our portfolio. And so the takeaway here is that there's a lot of these things. They're big, and we're currently drilling 8 of them. And all in all, there's about 10 kilometers of strike length of these pegmatites. This is looking at what we completed in the summer program. We drilled 34,000 meters, and it's really, we're doing this pretty systematically. We're drilling everything off on a grid in 3D, and that's going to be taking us into an inferred resource estimate that we're planning to put out later this year. So this past summer, we drilled 198 drill holes. There's 148 that have been released to the market, and we'll be releasing the additional 50 over the next weeks. This is looking at some of the core, and so you see those white crystals. Those are the spodumene crystals where the lithium is hosted. And just to talk through some of the drill intersects, we've got the top 5 drill intersects from 5 of these pegmatites. So Phi Southwest on average is about 35 meters at 1.15. Phi Main is about 27 meters at 1.11% lithia. Big East is about 34 meters at 1.32. Shorty 20 meters at 1.19, and Chi about 13 meters at 1.08. So in general, they're kind of falling within that 1.1 to 1.3 range, and on average, they're between 15 and 30 meters of width. So to put this in perspective, I like to make a comparison to Sigma Lithium. And Sigma is further advanced in terms of project development. They're producing a spodumene concentrate. But in Yellowknife, we are obviously in the resource development phase. So Sigma is a good comparison because geologically it's very similar to Yellowknife. It's a pegmatite district that's got multiple dikes that are feeding into a global resource estimate. And that's what we'll have at Yellowknife as well. So everything in the map in green, these are the surface projections of the dikes that make up the Sigma Lithium portfolio, and everything in yellow is Yellowknife. These are both at the same scale. So this gives you a sense of how big things can be, and Sigma is trading at about a $4 billion market cap. Lift is trading at about $250 million. And this is just looking at this pure benchmarking. So I mentioned Sigma, about 4.3 billion. They have a resource estimate of about 86 million tons at 1.4%. Patriot is a good example. So 100 million ton resource at 1.42. And this is a company that was trading at a $2 billion market cap earlier this year. And so Lift, we're trading around the $200 to $250 million range. And so if you think that we can get to a resource estimate similar in size to Patriot or Sigma, I think that there's going to be a big re-rate in the stock eventually. In terms of the timeline, so we completed a big program this summer. We just have the drills turning again now, so we're going to go up to about 4 drill rigs over the next weeks, and that's about a probably 18 to 20,000 meter program. We're doing everything that we need to get to a preliminary economic assessment, and we're planning to put out a resource later next year around August or September. In terms of share structure, so right now we have about 40.8 million shares outstanding, 42 million fully diluted, and we're trading at about $6.20 a share, so about a $245 million market cap, and we have about 18 million in cash. In terms of the ownership, so founding shareholders have about 50%, and this is a group of people that have invested in lithium together quite a bit, and one of the guys has about 20%. He's put about $15 million into this personally, so these guys are in this for the long term. Cost basis is about $3, so they are looking for a 10x, not a 2x. Institutional is about 20%, management and directors have 5%, and retail about 23%. In terms of analyst coverage, so we have Canaccord, Katie LaChapelle, SCP, Brandon Gasper, and Beacon, Ahmed Shath are covering us right now. And that's a brief story of Lift. Thank you.